Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Ambassador, and I'm super excited to be with you. Do I say that every time? Because I really am excited. So today we've got a special show for you today. I had to get special permission from Brother for this one. So do you have a notepad? Well, for sure, if you're on Facebook, you're going to want to follow. Maybe share it to your page because you're going to want to watch this again. And also, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You can always go back and watch it. So welcome, everyone. Yes, I'm live today, not only just in the chat, but live here. So today's program is going to be super, super fun. Now, the things you're going to learn are not just for the Avenir, although this is what I'm going to show you it on. I'm going to show you how to do couching with embroidery, close-ups, so you can see how to change the foot. I get so many questions about that. So that's from the Avenir class. Now, I'm not showing you the entire lesson because that wouldn't be very fair to the people with the Avenir, but Avenir, that's the word. But I'm also going to show you how to do tapering stitches, which can also be done on the Luminaire using the snowball sticker. Remember that little guy? Yeah, they're not just for posting around your studio, which my nephews did. Just keep them away from your kids. You're going to have snowball and snowman stickers everywhere. So we have that. And then I have one more for you. We've talked about this before. Today's kind of like a resurgence of what's in the master classes. So how many of you have the Airflow Serger? Yeah, it's a great serger. If you are in the USA and registered that machine on Brother's site, you have access to the masterclass, which is, I don't remember now, 13 or 14 lessons, but they're actually like sewing weeks. So it's not just myself, it's Kathy Gandy, Kathy Stipe. We had a great time recording this, and the class is laid out where you get a tutorial and then we show a bunch of projects. So I snagged just a little bit out of that, showing you how to do the blind hem with the serger, because I know that's something very common. It's January and everybody's doing a wardrobe remake, and maybe you got some new pants or skirts, or maybe, well, hopefully you've sewn new pants and skirts and you're ready to hem. So I'll show you how to do that on a serger. So I'll be sharing these videos, but I am live here and I will take a break between each one to take your questions. And I can see you all rolling in. Yes, Facebook is here. I was like, I think Facebook's here. We're live on Brother Sewing and Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages. And yeah, it's going to be a fun show. So recently, I've gotten quite a few emails, and I just want to do one more recap about this. If you received an Avenir, Santa dropped into your lap over Christmas, the Avenir, the Stellaire, I'm thinking as I go, so I don't miss one, the Airflow Serger, all you have to do if you're in the USA, register your machine on Brother's site and you have access to the class. And also, if you want a different language, there's now Spanish, French, German, and Dutch translated. Okay, so it was the original class translated. So you can choose a different language as well. It is coming overseas soon, but I haven't heard the final date. So fingers crossed sooner than later. But all you have to do is register your machine. Now, make sure that you do not opt out of Brother's emails, because then you're not going to get the reply from Brother, which usually comes within 24 hours with a link to the master class and an activation code. So I have quite a few emails to return. A few of you said, how do I get into the class? So I'm telling you now, so hopefully you're watching. But all you have to do is register your machine. So any questions about that? And also, the bonus is still going on with Brother, where they're doing a $1,200 rebate. For the Avenir, you can turn in any sewing machine of any value, any brand, take it to your Brother dealer, and you'll get a $1,200 rebate. I think it ends the end of this month. So kind of a little good inspiration if you didn't grab one before the holidays. All right, are you ready for this? So let me just make sure that everyone can see and hear. I know you'll all tell me or I'll get a bunch. My text messages are not going off, so it must be good. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And yes, Happy New Year for those of you that missed us last week. So we have a packed week of shows this week. And if you missed my newsletter yesterday, I sent you links to everything. The only one I sent incorrectly was Emily's, because I said it was at 1:30, and it's not. It's at noon on Thursday. So you ready for this? Grab your notepad and let's get started with the first little episode on how to couch. How many have you, well, how many have you, and have any of you tried embroidering with couching? It adds a beautiful effect, and there's built-in designs in quite a few Brother machines, not just the Avenir. So I wanted to show this. I'm showing it on the Avenir, but you're going to see it. So let's bring that up And
All right, let's talk
it.
about the couching for embroidery. So you're going to need a few different things here. In one of your plastic bags, you'll see something that looks kind of like this. And it's a metal, I'll put it on the back of this. It's like a metal needle threader. And your yarn will go through this. Here you go. Your yarn will fit right through the opening. And then you'll use this. And then once your foot's attached, this will slide through the bottom of the foot. I'm showing you that here because it's a lot easier to see here before it goes onto the machine. But I want to give you a close-up of that. Here you go. Here's a little closer. So that needle fit right through this foot area here. So you have to imagine then when this is on the machine, it will look like this. Your thread is through here. It's a lot easier to see this off the machine before we get there. So I just want to show you that before we set this up. So on the machine, lift your lid up all the way. And I prefer to use the thread rack. And you want to take your yarn, make sure that you have quite a bit of it free. A lot of times I'll just leave this right on here. Bring it up through here and now to the side. You have this attachment here. If you look closely, there's two little knobs right here. Those two knobs correlate with these two holes right here. So snap that into place. And your yarn will go through the back side right here, down through this hole right here. Now let's change our foot. Again, I'll do it from the back side so my hand isn't in your way. Unscrew whatever foot you have on. This is your foot for couched embroidery. Slide this in place. First, I usually tighten it with my hand and then use your screwdriver to make it a little bit tighter. So take a close look where the needle is hitting your foot. So you want your needle to be to the left side of that foot. So right now, if I put my needle down, I'm closer to the right side, and I really want it to be to the left. Why is that? Because when your yarn is pulling through, it comes from this side, so it's going to pull over here, and you want your thread to capture that yarn. So to do this, you're actually going to adjust your foot. You're not using the left-right shift. So on the side, there's a little screw here, and if I loosen this, so use your screwdriver and turn it towards you, that'll loosen it just a little bit. My foot is moving to the right. So you have to look closely. It's very minute. But as I do this, it's going further to the left. I want to just check the needle. I have my needle in the down position just so you can kind of see a better rendition of this. And then once you have it where you want it to go, just leave it. You're fine. So now my needle is closer to the left-hand side of that opening. I'll put my needle back in the up position. Now let's go ahead and put our yarn through our needle threader here. Here we go. And now slide this through the opening of your foot. So I can slide this through, just like I showed you on the table. Go ahead and take your needle threader off and put it away because it's very easy to lose. And the last thing we need to do is take this yarn here and just wrap it through this little section here to keep the yarn nice and tight. And you're ready to start couching. All right, let's go into embroidery. And let's go under the category C for couching. And you have all these beautiful motifs. Oh, I love this rose one. I've done that. But let's go into letters. This always makes such a great gift. So why don't we go with I'm going to go with a C for my sister's kids. All right, so here's the C, tells me it takes 4 minutes. And if you ever forget what you're supposed to do with the couching, don't forget that you have this question mark here. When you click there, you can go in here under video, scan this QR code on your phone, and you can find the video for couching.
All right, all right. So I can see your questions rolling in. My question to you is, have you tried this? So this is the part of the lesson I wanted to show you. I can't tell you how many people I run into at events or message me and say, Angela, my yarn is not sticking. Well, it's not sticking because you're sewing it, but it's not staying in place. It's skipping stitches. So if you go back once this video is over, you can watch really closely. You can see when you turn that knob that you're actually moving the foot. So you're not using the left-right change. I've had a lot of people say that they've tried them, like, that's not what you should do. Once you move that foot correctly, so far through all the years of sewing and embroidering with Brother, on my luminaire, I haven't had to change that at all. On my Avenir, once I had it set, it worked great. Now, I do get a lot of questions on what yarn to use. I'm probably not a good one to ask that to. Do you want to know why? Because I try everything. And so far, there's only been one yarn I did not like. Well, two. I bought one that was too thick to get through that hole for the embroidery. It was just, I mean, it was like one of those really big pieces of yarn. And the other one, you know, I like to go crazy. They say don't use this too. So officially you should not use that. So of course I'm going to try it. And it didn't work. They were right. I say they, as in Brother. It was a yarn with fuzzies everywhere. And I mean, it was just a hot mess. So once it started embroidering, some of those yarns that were sticking out got attached to other yarns. I'll save you the trouble. Skip those. But if you can fit the yarn through the hole and it's not too crazy, like all over the place, you might want to try it. It turns out so nice. So I have monogrammed many, many, many towels. Those lessons are in the master classes as well, but many towels. So a beautiful monogram, I have my name. Do you all remember that beautiful towel I made for Win last year? It might be 3 years now. I made the mistake of giving him the white one with yellow letters with his name, and I took the pink one with green letters. Well, the white one stayed clean for one season on the boat, and then all of a sudden I got on the boat and there was fish blood all over it. So now it is a hand-dyed towel. But I love it. The letters look great. So let me check. I see a couple questions rolling in. I've got 2 more lessons for you. Tapering stitches. Have you tried it? It's gorgeous. I know that we already went through a whole bunch of ideas for gifts. But if you do that tapering stitches, oh my gosh, they make beautiful table decor, decorating things that you're wearing, home deck. You're going to love it. All right, so let me see. I see Michael asking a question. What do I need to do to extend my masterclass for the Avenir? I had it last year. Michael, that's a great question. First of all, for anyone who had the masterclass, for the Avenir, if you purchased that first year, so this would be prior, you received your activation code prior to August 2025. If you received your activation code prior to that, a couple things. One, Brother gave you an extra year. They gave you an extra year for warranty, and they gave you an extra year to the masterclass. And you will receive that email when your year expires. Now, that's only for everyone who got the Avenir before August of 2025. Otherwise, typically Brother gifts you 1 year free, and you can always purchase additional years through your Brother dealer, or you can email me and I can find a dealer for you and give you more information. So yes, you can. And I know a few people had purchased the luminaire, and no, it does not come free with the luminaire, but I'm sure you can get a discounted price from your dealer. And if you don't have a local dealer, you can send me a message and I'll get you in touch so you don't miss those classes. There's a lot of good tutorials in there. So I saw Karen saying, there's so many things in my luminaire I haven't learned. I love the master class. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And we have a lot of live shows here too for you. So if there's ever a topic you're trying to see, drop it in the chat. Oh, you got it in January. Yeah, you passed. And also, if you want to make sure when you register with Brother that you do not click on that you don't want to receive emails, because then you miss your activation code. So if depending on what bundle you got, you might have received some of my embroidery designs, the first collection group or the second. If you need help finding any of that, you can email me and I can contact Brother and get the codes for you. So I always try to help when I can. All right, you ready for another lesson? Drop your comments in the below. We're going to do tapering stitches, snowman stickers. Leave me a comment. I can see all of you. Have you tried the snowman stickers? Yeah, or the snow. Well, we're not doing that. We're doing the snowball stickers. So I would love to see. Let's see. Oh, everyone said I did. Barbara says I took the master class. Well, and you get a whole year, so you can go back and watch it as many times as you want. So, hey, Chris, you ready for the next lesson? Tapering stitches. Leave me a comment. Have you tried it? Because I would love to know. Here you go.
In this lesson, we're going to look at tapering stitches. So click on Sewing. Scroll the top here to Category T. And these are the designs you can use for tapering stitches. So choose one. Actually, I'll go ahead and pick this one with the flowers down here. So I'm choosing stitch T-18. Up at the top, click here, scroll down, and you'll see a little knife here. This is your tapering stitches. Let me explain these icons. Tapering, you can turn it on or off, and you can choose how you want the stitch to start and end. So you can see the little icon here shows that it's 60 degrees. Keep your eye right here, and let's click on Select. And look at all the different angles you have. So whatever you're sewing, if it's a hexagon shape, if it's a square, maybe you're doing pillows and you want a nice corner. As I choose one of these, it changes the beginning of my stitch. 30 degrees, 45 degrees. This is going to be such an easy way to make beautiful corners. And then there's 15 degrees. Let's go ahead and do 45 degrees to start. And then up here, when you click on End, this will show you how you want the stitch to end. So as I touch these, it alters the bottom of my stitch here. 60 degrees, 45 degrees, 15 degrees. This would be really pretty, like as a point, sewing maybe on the bottom of a towel or something. I'm going to go 45 degrees. So both of these are at 45. Click OK. And then you're back at this screen. If you want to change one of those again, I could even just go into the end and click Select. And here's my end choices again. So I can click here to go to Start to End. Or on the main screen, click on one of those. Now take a look at these three areas here. So this tells me how are you going to stop the stitch. Right here is where you're pushing the reverse stitch right here, and when I push that, it will end the stitch. And if you forget, it tells you right underneath, please press the reverse stitch to end. Option number 2 is where you want to choose an exact length. So you want your stitch to repeat 4 times, or 5 times, or 6 times, and as I change that, it shows me down here it's going to be approximately 2.3 inches. As I'm adjusting the size, you can see it over here, and now we're at 3.1 inch. So that's option number 2, where you're kind of choosing how many of the motifs or designs you want to stitch, and you want to know what the exact length is going to be, or I should say approximate length. Option number 3 is what we just did in the previous lesson, using the endpoint sewing. So for this one, we'll grab our snowball stickers, and wherever it's placed, that's where this stitch will end. So let's start with the first option, using the reverse. I can leave this screen open or close it. So I'm just stitching. I'll just go a little bit further here. I'm just going to sew a few different lines for you just to show how this works. So we're sewing. I've got it at pretty much a full speed. So as I'm sewing, it's about I'm going full speed. Now when I press the reverse button, hold it in, and it stops stitching. So I held in that reverse stitch, and it finished my stitch at that 45 degrees. So I can see how the stitch started at 45 degrees and it ended at the 45 degrees. That's option 1. If you close your editing screen, just go back over here and click on what looks like a knife. Now let's try option number 2. This time let's set it for, let's just say 6 times. It shows me here exactly what it's going to look like, and it's going to be approximately 2.3 inches. I'm going to change the start and the end on this one. Let's go to the 15 degrees, and at the end, 15 degrees. Again, it's going to be 2.3 inches. Make it a little bit longer. All right, again, you can use the green button or just use your foot pedal. And I have the foot pedal in full speed motion. I'm not slowing down at all myself, but the machine will do it on its own. So the stitch automatically stopped. You can see we did the 15 degree at each end, and then there are the motifs, and it's exactly the length that it told me it was going to be, approximately 2.7 inches.
All right, all right. So did you get the handle of that? I see all your questions rolling in. Let me take a quick break and answer those for you. What did you think? I see a lot of you saying you might have tried it, you might not have tried it, maybe, maybe. All right, let me answer your questions here. For this part, the couching was embroidery, and the tapering stitches is sewing, what I'm showing here. It is quiet, isn't it? I know. And my microphone was right there while I was recording this. What stabilizer is under the fabric? So when I'm doing tapering stitches, a couple different things. I will, if it depends where the stitches are going, because it's just like decorative stitches, you need to stabilize your fabric. So if it's going to be on a napkin, I don't really want fusible interfacing on the back. So I will use maybe a sticky back tearaway, or you could even use tearaway and use a little bit of adhesive spray and stick it on there. It just helps the fabric from stretching out as you sew. And then it tears away and you can't see it. If I'm doing something on tapering stitches where I'm not going to see the back of the fabric, I might use fusible interfacing, garment fusible interfacing. So if you've watched me on my show on Wednesdays, I'm a fashion designer. And so the garment interfacing that I use is called a Fusinit. It's not a specific brand. It's one that I always mention. It's garment based out of like the really good textiles. Okay. And that just leaves a nice soft feel, but it stabilizes your fabric. So it depends if you're going to see the back or not, but I do stabilize my fabric. That was a great question there. I know, Elsa. Isn't it pretty? Elsa had asked earlier, what is tapering stitches? So now you see, and someone says, Julie says, do the snowball stickers work on the still air? I don't believe so, but I better check. I'm thinking it doesn't because it goes with the projector on the luminaire and the Avenir, but I don't quote me on that. I have to double check. Anybody here with a still air that can answer that? Because I haven't used a still air in a while. I'm trying to think of that. Lynn, if you want the ends to come together, do you choose opposite angles? So if I want the ends to meet, like as far as like a corner, then yes, I would choose opposite. Now you got me there, Lynn. Have it come down, and I usually have it angle this way and then have the other one angle this way and come out. So they put, but you can actually have them point, like they're like this, or you can have the tapering stitches come together. It's your option. I always test it before I do it because sometimes my brain doesn't work the right way on that. And I'll think I'm going to have it angled to the right and then this one to the left. And then all of a sudden I finish that corner and it looks awful. So test it and write it down. And you can save those stitches too. So I think there's 3 settings. I have to double check, but I know you can save the settings. So if you're doing a project, you can just hit save and it will save it right in there. All right, what else do you have for me? Karen says, tapering stitches make the best poinsettias. I agree. And Heidi, this was a great one. I love this. Adding tapering stitches, they look like pretty icicles. Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, I have a few questions. Priscilla says, could you please do a tutorial on the Celeste XE1 embroidery only? So Priscilla, I will put that into Brother's note bag to try to come up with some things like that. If you want, you can go back and watch some of the Brother live shows with the Stellaire embroidery only. It's very similar, but I will definitely let them know that you're looking for that. And congrats on your new machine too. All right. Oh, you guys are all still talking about chenille too. Oh, chenille, look, that's beautiful on the couching. So I saw another couple comments about the couching. Can't you sew with couching? Yeah, you can. There's actually a couching foot. If it doesn't come with your machine, you probably can purchase it. There's a couching foot for the digital dual move it foot that I use a lot. And you just put the yarn right through it. And then you have a little more flexibility of where that stitching goes. But that's a whole different setup than what I showed you there. Hey, Jean from Minnesota. Let's see. 100 Proof Quilter. I love your username. I'm looking for a new machine. I think the Stellaire XJ2 is the best I can currently have. Is there some trade-in deals? I have my dealer World Wideners by me. Oh, well, we love World Widener. I was just there a few months back, and knowing them quite well, yes, I'm sure they're going to have a deal for you. In fact, all the Brother dealers I visited and even talked to, they take trade-ins for a lot of things. Now, that's not for the $1,200 rebate that the special is for the Avenir. And by the way, if you do the $1,200 rebate with the Avenir, make sure you say, tell the dealer that the Wolf Pack sent you. But just so the Brother knows that you are watching the live shows and the Wolf Pack sent you. That's your little code word to get your $1,200 rebate. Although I'm sure if you forget it, you might still get it. But make sure that they know Wolf Pack is the password for that. There's not a rebate for the Stellaire similar to that, but I would definitely call World Widener. I'm sure they'll have a good deal for you. And they have every machine there. They have every machine. When I was there last time, I was doing a quick video of their wall. Oh my goodness. I said, Oliver, you have so many machines and they're beautiful. You're lucky to have that store too. There's some great fabric in there too. Snowman stickers. Yes, Deborah, snowman stickers are for embroidery. Snowball stickers are for the sewing tapering stitches that I showed here. 2 different ones. Yes, Becky, the snowman stickers work on the Stellaire. I do know that for a fact, just not the snowball, because you need the projector that we have on the Luminaire or the Avenir. So snowman and snowball, 2 different stickers. Don't let your kids have them. They will post them everywhere. Like stick them all over your house. All right, am I missing anything else? Because I've got another great lesson for you. This one is how to do a blind hem with the serger. I snagged this from the Serger Masterclass. Now, again, I mentioned the Airflow 3000. Absolutely love that machine. So it's so easy. We had a debate on who likes it. Kathy Stipe and Kathy Gandy and I, we said, what do you like better, the airflow part to get through those loopers or the needle threader? It was a tie. It was a tie. The machine is awesome, easy to use. It even has the 2-thread serging, and we have a great lesson in that masterclass with the 2-thread overlock. And there's also a lesson, Kathy Stipe showed how to serge with a beaded edge. I was like, how are you going to do this? This is going to be a hot mess. And you know what? It was beautiful and easy to do. And that's all in the master class as well. So all you have to do, register your Airflow 3000. Right now, they're still giving that class for free for 1 year. You don't want to miss it. All right, you ready for the next one? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. And even if you logged in a little bit late, keep leaving your comments. I am here live and answering for you. Where do you get the snowball stickers? Deborah, if you have the Avenir, they were in your package. So there was a Ziploc bag with some instructions, not a manual, but there was some instructions. There's the snowman and the snowball stickers all in there. They were on a full sheet of paper. So go back through there. Hopefully you didn't toss them. If you did, I'm sure you can get them from your brother dealer, but they leave you plenty and they're reusable. So I leave them stuck to the side of my machine and just keep using them over and over. Oh, Natalie, you got the airflow? Well, make sure you register it before they run out of classes. So you want to make sure you register your machine, just register on Brother's site, and they'll send you the activation code. Your class does not begin until you actually enter your activation code. So be sure to set that up. Hey, Dixie, great to see you. Yeah, Deborah, you'll find it. It's in there. All right, what else do I have on here? Well, let's go to the next lesson. I think you're going to love this. This is exactly how the class is set up. I only snagged a little portion of it just to give you a little teaser, but it's each one of these teasers was not just meant for you to want to be in the master class, but of course you probably will. But the other thing is to teach you how to do these few little fun things, fun little stitches, tapering stitches, couching on embroidery. And now let's go to the blind hem. Hello and welcome back. I'm Angela Wolf.
I'm Kathy Gandy.
And I'm Kathy Stipe.
And welcome back to the master class.
For the Airflow 3000 Serger.
Okay, are you loving the air threading?
I definitely am loving the air threading.
I don't know if I like the air threading better or the needle threader. I think it's a combination.
It is a combination for me because
those make a full package.
Definitely.
It does.
All right, so we've shown you the basics. You've taken the serger out of the box. You've learned how to do a few things. Did you know that you can actually hem your pants or your dress all in one step?
It's amazing, yes.
That's what they call a blind hem.
And then there's some fun decorative things that you can do as well. You can hem with what we call a ladder stitch.
A ladder stitch. Add a little bit of ribbon, like what we see here.
Absolutely. You have a beautiful hem finish.
All right, so let's take a closer look. All right, so this foot has a little plastic section that if you look at the screw, this knob, you just turn it forward and back. And if you look closely, this shield goes to the left and right. So once this is on the machine, this will protect your fabric from the knife. Now, there are different ways to do this. The blind hem, you want to barely capture the fold of your fabric. And that way you just get a little stitch and it actually finishes the edge all in one step. Now for the ladder stitch, you're going to want to have this a little bit further over toward the knife. And that's a wider area where the needle will hit the fold of your fabric and you'll end up with a longer stitch. And here's a closer look at that. Kathy, you did such a nice job with that ribbon. Isn't that fun?
Thank you. It's so much fun. So with that one, I basically took ribbon and wove it over 2 stitches, under 3 stitches, and then just kept repeating that all the way around.
Nice.
That's really cute.
Nice. It's very pretty.
All right, let's take a closer look at yours here.
And I wanted to show it up a little bit more, so I used the dark colored thread and pulled it flat and put the pink ribbon through.
Really cute. These are the cutest shorts. Oh, you did gathering from the last lesson.
Yes, I did. I put the lace on with the narrow hem like Kathy did on her pillowcase and did the ruffling. And this ruffle is going to be, it's not the ruffle to flat. I ruffled it first because you can see that it angles off here. So I had to make sure that this fit this perfectly. So I ruffled this first and then sewed it to the little part there.
Oh, that's perfect.
And so I could adjust my gathers to fit, and we'll show you how to adjust your gathers later.
That sounds good. All right, so in this lesson, the first thing we're going to start with is blind hem. How to hem an outfit. So this is a dress that I have. You can see it's finished. It finishes the edges and hems it all in one. They call it a blind hem because you can just barely see those stitches on there. Just barely. I mean, if you look really close, you can see them.
Oh, that's excellent. That's a beautiful hem.
But you know, look, I can stretch the fabric a little bit. This is a Ponte knit, and nothing happens to it. I mean, it looks great. The inside looks professional. The outside looks professional.
Because it is.
Because it is. At least we hope it is.
I think it looks very professional.
I'm going to wear it. I think it's going to be great. So you're almost going to make the same settings to your machine for the blind hem and the ladder stitch. Just a few little tweaks. So let's get the machine set up for a blind hem.
All right, to set up for the blind hem, you have to change a few settings on your machine, including removing your right needle. I'm only going to use the left needle. I have the thread here, but it's not threaded to the machine, so don't get confused about that. You're only using the left. You're going to take your foot, place your foot on here, and just push in on that little back knob here, and it should just snap down. Again, this is the knob I was referring to, that if I turn this towards me, the plastic moves to the right. If I turn it away, it moves to the left. This is very important, especially if you're doing a blind hem on a garment. You don't want to cut that fold. You might end up with a bunch of holes in your outfit, and that would not be good. What do you think, girls?
That would not be a good thing to happen.
That would be an entirely different fashion statement.
You may start a fashion statement.
Oh, yeah, you never know, maybe. All right, so now we need to change a few settings on the top. So the left needle, you're actually going to decrease that, and that could be anywhere from 0 to 2. At least that's the setting that the manual mentions. So let's just go with the 1 for now. You can always adjust it more or less. This right needle, we're not using it all. The upper tension you're going to increase. Again, it depends on what fabric you're using. Anywhere from 5 to 7. So why don't we just go in the middle for now? I usually kind of just make a standard and then slowly make adjustments. By the way, if you're having a difficult time deciding what to do, use different colored threads on a practice piece of fabric, and then you'll know which one to change. All right, your lower looper, you're going to decrease. Well, it's not decreasing too much. You have anywhere from 2 to 4. So why don't we just go 3 for that? We're going to use the blind hem foot, and you can adjust the stitch length if you'd like a little bit longer, but I usually keep it at a standard 3 because we're trying to hem and we want to make sure that the stitch is close enough to keep that hem up. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we have our settings for the machine. I always grab a practice piece of fabric, or just say any extra fabric, even if it's not exactly the same as your garment, something close. So here are my cotton pants. I actually just grabbed some muslin so you could see it. But try to find something similar, because 2 things. 1, if the tension is wrong on any of these, you're going to end up with too much, I should say, too many threads on the front side. Wouldn't you agree, girls?
Yes, exactly.
I would agree too, Angela.
Then you'll end up with like a ladder stitch when you really didn't intend that. Or something similar. All right, so your first step is to take your fabric or your pair of pants and lay it with, this is the wrong side. So you're going to turn up your hem, give it a nice pressing so you have a good crease. That really helps to make that blind hem look professional. And then we're going to do what I call the fold. You just take the fabric and you fold it to the back side. Look at how crooked that is. Yes, I did that on purpose, actually, the cutting, because the knife will cut off this extra edge of fabric. The fold will rub against the plastic part of your foot. So basically, you're going to have a thread going, cutting this off, and a thread's going back and forth. Now, the adjustment on your foot will depend how much thread is going to show to the right side, and that's where I talk about testing. So again, let me just show you this. This is the back side of the fabric, and just do the whoop. And you can make the sound too. I think the sound makes it, right?
It does.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to bring this through the machine. Got the whoop going on, and then lift up your presser foot, and I'm going to slide. I can tell right now what I'm looking at is where the needle's going to hit. I just want that needle hitting right on the fold of that fabric. So I'll make this just a little bit more extended so you'll see it cutting and sewing at the same time. Slide this in, put your foot down. I love this button.
Oh, I do too. It makes it so nice.
Red means stop, nothing means go.
That's right.
It should have like a little trumpet. Yay, we're ready to go.
And when it's illuminated, even if you tried to push on the foot control, it's not going to sew.
It's not going to go.
Really?
Nope.
That's perfect. So you cannot make that major mistake.
You cannot make a mistake.
Just don't think that your machine is broken. Just lower your foot and you can go.
So this is how it comes off of the machine. There's the back side with the fold. And then here's the front. Now when I open this up, what do you see? stitches. Now those are pretty wide. It's almost closer to a ladder stitch, which Kathy's going to be showing you in a minute. So I would do this again, and I would change the setting on my foot. So take a look. Lift your presser foot up and turn this knob right here, and I can watch the plastic. Wrong way. Let's go out. And it moves the plastic this way. And now I can see that the needle, and if you want to look really close, you can see where your needle will capture the fold of that fabric. So you just want it to pierce that fabric. Now, using a cotton, it doesn't always show. You're going to see some form of a stitch. You don't want it this wide, but you're going to see something. If you're using a woven though, or a ponte knit, you can get it where it's just a little itsy bitsy hair. So let's try one more roll.
All right. That is the part of the lesson that you have access to, but I wanted you to see that because have you tried that stitch? It's super simple to do. I know, I'm with you. It's an easy stitch. And I wanted to show that purposely where it was further over so you could understand how the foot moves to the right and left. And also what you're trying to get is that needle just to capture the fold of that fabric. And if it does capture the fold of the fabric, when you open it up, you can just barely see it. Just little, you'll have little spots, the blind hem, right? All right, so let me see what questions you have. That is your lesson of the day, which was a lot. If you'd like to watch this again, be sure to, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You can come back to this page. I've also added all the replays. If you go to angelawolf.com, let me put the banner up. The website's working again. We had a little glitch. I had a little glitch right before the holidays. So if you go in there on Angela Wolf and click on live events, and there's a calendar there, so you can see all the upcoming shows. You can save them to your calendar, get reminders. So what's going on for this week? While I wait for your comments to roll in. Oh yes, you could also, you can do this on a sewing machine as well. It's just a little different. I like this one because it cuts it at the same time. So there is a live show tomorrow on my page, my YouTube and Facebook at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I snagged a lesson out of the Serger Masterclass for that one, showing how to add designs, move, rotate, use the projector to design your sleeves. So you don't have to have the Serger for it, but I'm showing you exactly how it works on there. And I also have a special guest tomorrow. My nephew's coming to give you some football stats. You won't want to miss this. This kid knows every name, every team. And when I call him to get the update, like on the Bears game this last week, I got a whole rundown of things I've never even heard of. So I thought you guys would appreciate it before the big game next weekend. And then on Thursday, we're back here over on Brother Sews with Emily Thompson. She's going to make wide leg leggings. She's going to show you how to alter a pattern, a regular leggings pattern to a wide leg, and she's making them for Rose. We love Rose. So, all right, let me see. Judy, do you have any more lessons in the XP3? Well, I haven't added lessons there in a while because Brother's not offering anymore. So I'm not sure what's the final count in there. As you all know, I keep adding stuff, but not to the Serger any longer. But tomorrow's another lesson, so you won't want to miss it. And also, if there's ever a tutorial you want to see, even if we can't fit it into here on Brother Sews, I'll put it on my page for you. We always want you to know, well, I want you to know how to use your machine, and Brother, of course, wants you to know how to use your machine. The more you know, the more you can sew, right? All right, what else do I have here? Oh, Julianne, you're going to want to try a serger at some point. It's so much fun. You got to get over the fear of threading it, and I will say the Airflow 3000 makes it a breeze. And in the class, we show you exactly what to do, and we also have a ton of videos on YouTube for you. Patricia, can I get access to the Serger class? Yes, Brother doesn't give it for free anymore, but you can get it from your Brother dealer. If you want to send me a private message on are you on Facebook? Yeah, I can guide you in that direction. So yes, you can still take the class. It just isn't free from Brother anymore. And also, I saw a couple people saying that their classes might expire soon. How can they renew it? Just send me a message. I'll hook you up with a Brother dealer, and you can get it, of course, at a discounted price. What else am I missing? Lily says, I can't wait to try that. I'm with you, and Kathy too. Make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, Bonnie wanted to know what size needles for the serger. So the Brother serger actually uses just standard home sewing needles. It's different than a brand that you're probably thinking of that you have to use longer ones. I I match my needles to my fabric. So hopefully that makes sense. So if I'm using a knit, I might even use a stretch needle. I typically go to 11. I use anywhere from 11 on the stretch side, 12 on a universal, and sometimes I'll even use a denim G needle, which is a number 14 if I'm using really thick fabric. So match your needle to your fabric if you have skip stitches. If not, then usually a universal 12 will be fine. Sandra, at this point, the classes that Brother offers you, once you register, you have 1 year for free, and then you can always extend it if you'd like. And also the Avenir, if you purchase the Avenir before August of 2025, then they actually gave you 2 years. So that was just that one little special thing. So that's when they expire. But again, you can always renew it as well. But try to binge watch. Once you learn it, you don't need it anymore. Is the couching foot, hey, Deborah, is the couching foot available for other Brother machines other than the Avenir or Luminaire? The couching foot for the digital dual move it foot, as long as you have the digital dual move it foot, will work. The couching for the embroidery side, no, because that actually goes with the designs that are built into the Luminaire, the Still Air, and the Avenir. I'm trying to remember what machine you have. I should know that by now. Do you have the SE2000? If you message me, I can look it up for you. I know. Of course, I remember what everybody has on in their sewing room. Oh, Patricia, you're going to love that. You're going to love it. All right. Hey, Brenda, am I missing any last minute questions? This was a full pack show with a lot of tutorials. You definitely want to share it on your Facebook page. Send it to your friends that love to sew. If you want to learn to do some more embroidery tomorrow, join me on my page tomorrow at 1:30 and back here at noon on Thursday with Emily Thompson. We're going to be making some pants. All right. Am I missing anything else? I'm just making sure. Julianne says, I would like a project sew-along class for tapering stitches on the Still Air. And one day I need to do a serger. Yes, I missed that first part of your comment. I knew about the serger. All right, any last minute questions? I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Hey, you're welcome. And by the way, you can always message Brother, call their customer service. They have the best customer service. And if you did register your machine and you did not receive a code, call them. You can message me. I'll get in touch with them. We always want to try to make it as easy as possible for you. So leave a note. Tell us what's on your sewing table. In the meantime, happy sewing, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow on my page with the Luminaire. We're going to be embroidering on tulle to design sleeves. You don't want to miss it. All right. Bye, everyone.